Today our group 4 will have a presentation for you. First, let me introduce our group member. This is Chiu, and this is Abel, and this is Shirley, and this is Ling. And today our topic is the impact of Macau's tourism before and after individual visit scheme in Macau. Why we choose this topic? Because all of us live in Macau, and Macau is famous for its tourism, and Macau's economic growth has a rapid growth because of the boosting tourism industry. So we choose this as our topic. And first, let me introduce our presentation's outline. The first part is background, which will be introduced by me. And the second one is Macau's tourism overlook, which will be introduced by Chiu. And the third part is hotel industry, which will be presented by Abel. And the fourth part is gaming industry, which will be presented by Ling. And the fifth part is catering industry, which will be presented by Shirley. And the last part is conclusion and will be presented by me. And the first part is background. And I think the most important background, one of the background is the sovereignty transfer in 1999. Because before 1999, Macau was governed by Portuguese government, and after 1999, it returned to China, and central government would like to boost Macau's economy to show that the one country, two system policy is worked. So that the sovereignty transfer provided political basis for Macau's rapidly economic growth. And the second background, I think it is very important. It is the gaming industry liberalization drives economic development. During these years, 2001, 2002, and 2003, there are several major big events which conducted by the Macau government. They tried to have the gaming industry reform to boost economy, and I think this can make great contributions to the rapid growth of tourism. And I can give you several big events. And in 2001, the approval of gaming industry regulatory framework. And the second event is the official launch of the tendering process. And the third one is 21 casino concession bidders. And the fourth one is central government endorsement of the gaming industry liberalization, which provided the political basis. Okay, and 2002 is the casino monopoly ends and the foreign casino companies enters. And 2003, SARS broke out and made huge impact on Macau's tourism. However, fortunately, central government and Macau government cooperate with each other to solve this problem. And 2004, the licensed casino race to open, and the foreign companies enter the Macau's gaming world officially.
And 2003 have the individual visit scheme.
Yes, and this is another background which I will introduce later. And SARS broke out, it had huge impact on the tourism. I can give you some data. The growth rate between 2001 and 2002 was 12.17%. However, the growth rate between 2002 and 2003 was 3.09. And this is a huge decrease because of the SARS. And which I will introduce later.
The growth rate is about tourism.
Yeah, tourism, and it is tourism visitors come to Macau. Yes. And the fourth background is the new opportunities created by mainland's facilitated individual policy. And here I will show you the map of the cities of the FIT policy. In the 2003, the first year, there are 3 cities. In 2004, there are more cities, which was in mainland China and in the southeast, northeast provinces. And in 2005, there are some seaside economic provinces. And in 2006, there are some major central cities in mainland China. And 2007, there are also some major big provinces in mainland China which the people can have access to go to Macau. And next part will be presented by Chu.
Now I will introduce some overlook and other background of the tourists, including the tourist number as well as the consumption before and after 2003. And I have to thanks for Winston first because he makes every figure very reliable. We spend a lot of time in library to find out the data. And second, when we refer to a chart, I would like to talk about something like the curve. The scope of the curve represent for the how rapid the number change. And also we will examine the absolute value, which can be virtualized to a very concrete in daily life. And third is we will compare different indicators together in a chart so as to compare it. And first of all, this is the change of numbers of tourists from mainland since 1997 to 2014. And as you can see here, the scope is very large. And I checked the data. The data shows that in this period, the tourists from mainland just increased 10 times from this point to this point. It's very huge change. But when we see the Beijing turnover, this would have a huge decrease because the gangster in Macau, as the background Winston introduced before, and it's increased very smoothly. And then at this point, it also decreased. Why? Because in 2008, the global financial crisis affect the mainland Chinese guys. They have no money to spend and their tourism decreased. And after that, when the Chinese economy recovered from the global crisis, it increased. And at this point, comparably, this slope is very flat than this one. And the change rate is increased also. This shows, as you can see, this one is higher than this one, and the absolute value is 3 million. That is to say, the tourists comes from mainland China visit Macau in 2014 is 3 million higher than 2013. When imagine, we have no sense of what 3 million people are, but as you know, Macau's people is 600,000, and these additional people are 5 times of the Macau overall population. And our campus is 1 square meters, 1 kilo square meters, and put these 3 million guys in our campus. Every square meters will have 3 guys. That is to say, the space of this table, we have 3 men put in. But luckily, these guys will flow in Macau in 1 year additionally. But unfortunately, this is just the additional value, but not the absolute value. The absolute value is 10 times than the additional value. And this is the percentage of mainland visitor in total visitor arrivals from 1993 to 2018. As you can see, the same pattern from the previous chart is the huge increase and huge decrease. This is the proportion, right? It's the same tendency. Okay. And then follow the same tendency as the previous chart. Next. And here is the consumption change. As you can see, they are almost the same with the decrease of the visitors. This 1999 is decreased, and with the this mode is more huge than previous chart because this is the consumption. They do not only not visit Macau, but also the money they spend is less. And this is the consumption in shopping and as well as the low shopping. The same pattern as you can see. The same pattern. Decrease in this point and decrease in this point. But they didn't change a lot.
Shopping is higher.
Shopping?
Which one is higher?
The low shopping because we exclude the gambling consumption here. We will talk the gambling consumption later. This is just the shopping.
Non-shopping part is higher.
Yeah, non-shopping high.
The purple color is shopping for shopping, right? The words is not clear here.
Average
Shopping for shopping.
shopping.
Purple color is on the top line is for shopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this also follow the tendency as I mentioned before because the financial crisis.
Can tell the overall situation. So shopping, spend more money on shopping than others, like hotel and food, right?
We will compare later about the catering and the.
No. This is shopping and non-shopping. Shopping is higher than non-shopping, right?
I mean here the shopping is to the retaliation. Yeah, that's to buy the money, but buy something, buy some goods, but not just spend money on tourism, such as buy the ticket. I see the major differences. And next, let me pass the microphone to Apple.
Hello everyone, this is Abel. Because the time is limited, so I will introduce my part clearly and quickly. Here I'm going to compare the 10 years between before and after the 2003 to show you guys the impact of the individual visitor scheme on the Macau's hotel industry. This is about the number of commercial establishment of hotel industry. And we can see, from this chart, you can see the curve first from the 1993 to the 2003, the curve is decreased. And then after 2003, it's increased again. From the 1993 to the 2003, the number of the hotel decreased by 12. But from the 2003 to the 2013 increased by 29. This is maybe it's not obvious to see huge difference. So let's look at the other two charts. This is about the number of the available room of the hotel industry from the 1993 to 2013. And here we can see, from this chart we can see a rapid growth after the 2003. And here the absolute growth from the 1993 to 2003 increased by 2065. From the 2003 to the 2013, it increased by the 18,579. And this is like the last chart, the same. From the after the 2003 rapidly increased, and the absolute term also increased by the 6,000, and after the 2003 increased by the 15,300. And here is the number of the overnight guests. The blue line is about the total overnight guests, and the purple line is the mainland China overnight guests. And we can see both curve is increased. But here I'm going to, what I want to say is the next one. In 1996, the percentage of the mainland China overnight guests is just about 20%. But after 2003, it's growth, and after 2003, it's about 20.5%, and also it's still increased. So I believe that in the future, and the hotel industry will still develop. And next, this one is the number of the person engaged in the hotel industry in Macau, and from 1993 to 2013. And we can see this. The absolute growth from 1913 and to 2003 increased by just 98. But from 2003 to 2013, it increased by 33,081. Huge difference. Next. This is the Macau hotel industry receipts from the 1993 to 2013, and the annual growth rate from the 1993 to 2003 is 3.2%, and the annual growth rate from 2003 to 2013 is 36%. And in the absolute term, from the 1993 to 2003 increased by 38.69 billion more. From the 2003 to 2013, it increased by 2.37 billion more. And this increase, it's difficult to imagine that, but it's a huge increase. Next.
Annual growth rate is 36. Wow.
Yeah. Here I'm going to ask my partner.
Macau is famous for gaming industry. As everyone knows, people might say Macau is the Chinese Las Vegas. In 1990s, there's only several casinos in Macau, and the most famous one is Lisboa. But since 2003, there's free gaming concession given to the SJM Holding, Galaxy, and Wynn Macau. There's more and more casinos established, and now there's already got 52 casinos in Macau that is operating, and there's still some of them are building. And this is the chart of the change of gaming tax revenue in Macau from 1993 to 2013. And as you can see, the annual growth rate from 1993 to 2003 is 9.50%. But the annual growth rate from 2003 to 2013 is become to 28.94%. It's a high compounding. And 2007, this is a year of the Venetian Open, and Venetian is the only resort hotel that have shopping mall, casino, and hotel. So many people will come to visit. That's why the change of gaming tax from 2007 and become much higher than before.
Can you tell the tax revenue from gambling last year, the last number? What is that? 1, 3, 4,
13438.2.5.
And then million per capita, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So-
the absolute growth from
Million, then that is 134 billion.
yeah. And the absolute growth from 1993 to 2030 is about 130 billions. And this is the chart about the percentage of gaming tax in total tax from 1993 to 2030. The annual growth from 1993 to 2003 is about 2.35%, but the annual growth rate from 2003 and 2030 is 2.74. And
It's like 82%, now is 78%.
yeah, it means that the proposition of gaming industry is become much important than before. And this is the gaming industry of GDP in Macau. The annual growth rate from 1993 to 2003 is 2.56%, and the annual growth rate from 2003 to 2013 is 3.79%. This is the percentage change of gaming industry in GDP 2013. You can see the gaming industry is almost the half of the Macau total industry GDP. This means that nowadays the gaming industry is become very important in Macau, and in recent decades, there's no other industry will replace gaming industry.
And I will introduce the catering industry. The gross product of catering industry in Macau, this trend, and the annual growth rate from 1993 to 2013 is sorry, there's a problem, but as you can see, the annual growth rate after 2003 is much bigger than before 2003. And this is the proportion of gross products of catering industry in GDP. And before 2006, the line has increased, but after that the line has decreased, saturated because the number of the catering industry is saturated, so the line is decreased. And this is the number of restaurants and establishments in Macau. As you can see, all the line has increased, and I don't know why the number is yes, but actually the number is much bigger than the number after 2003 is much bigger than the number.
You have the original copy.
Absolutely.
Next time you make it as a PDF, maybe please. Never mind, continue. I can see that. I can see your idea.
In the same situation, the receipts of restaurants and establishments in Macau, as you can see in this chart, the annual growth rate from up to 2003 is much bigger than the annual growth rate from 1993 to 2003.
And here comes the conclusion and some suggestion of the tourism industry. And if we look at the general tourism information, and the tourists from mainland China are becoming the major parts of our total tourists. And therefore, Macau should focus more on the mainland China tourists to boost their economies. And the second one is the consumption capability of mainland tourists is limited. As you can see in the first two charts of the which Chu presented, and the average consumption of mainland China tourists is among 1,000 to 2,000 patakas. So if you want to buy Chanel or Gucci, and you will need more than that, so that we can know that those tourists are buying some cheap things and some such as medicine and some cakes and some egg tears to bring it back to mainland China, so that their consumption power is not so good. So therefore, they will tend to go to the Saint-Malo and Daisamba and these places where sells the cheap and good things. So that our suggestion is that the government should build infrastructure for those hotspots and to attract more consumers and tourists. And as for the gaming industry, and the first conclusion is the huge and rapid growth after 2003. As you can see in those charts and graphs, the gaming industry boosts a lot after 2003, especially after the 2009, after the Venetian Open. And the second one is it made huge contributions to the economy and become the pillar industry. As you can see, the tax revenue pie chart and the GDP pie chart of gambling industry takes the largest part of the Macau's total GDP, so that it becomes the pillar industry. And the third one is it has contributed most of the tax revenue to Macau. And the fourth one is our suggestion. It should set up some strategies to target general mainland tourists. As you can see, mainland China tourists is the largest tourist resource, and the average consumption is not so high, so that casino companies should set up some new strategies to focus those kind of consumers to attract more businesses. And the catering industry, the first conclusion is also the huge and rapid growth from 2003 and to 2013, as you can see in the chart and the graph. And the second one is the industry has expanded a lot from the 2003. And third one is the industry is reaching a saturated situation because the man recruited by the catering industry is stable. And the fourth one is our suggestion: it should develop more themed restaurants to attract more customers. And here is our reference list. We find this data from the Statistics Bureau of Macau. And that's all our presentation. Thank you.